This is one of the most prevalent injuries in baseball right now with the elbow. And when you go through it, it's tough. And I was able to catch up with a couple guys, one from the Minnesota Twins and one from the Detroit Tigers, about having the surgery and then being able to get back to the big leagues and have success. And here's what they had to say.
It was something I'll remember for the rest of my life, and just the hard work that I went through that whole year, and remember those checkpoints and how it felt to actually get back on the mound again. I'm a big believer everything happens for a reason, and here I am, and I'm back and feeling good.
As hard as this is physically to come back, but mentally it's even harder to make sure that you're over that hump, to make sure that you trust it and you trust everything that you did to get you to where you're at. And I think once you get over that hump mentally, physically it reacts great, and knock on wood, everything has gone really well.
While the cause of this injury is still unknown, Kyle Gibson thinks he has pinpointed where his UCL started to tear.
When I got into high school, that was probably the first time that I really threw too much. I think I threw like 130 pitches my freshman year in my first outing, and that's what caused my elbow surgery. But you know what, as a kid, that's what I always did. I always played catch first, and my dad said, if we got 20 minutes, we'll play catch, and then, if we have time to hit, we'll hit. But I think that's what actually got my arm stronger. I did a lot of long toss, and I never had any elbow pain or any arm trouble at all, up until I was 15 when I had that 130 pitch game.
And while the recovery can be trying at times, both Jabba Chamberlain and Kyle Gibson realized that during this process, a good attitude can make all the difference.
I was just very thankful to God for the opportunities that He's given me. And, every day I get to come out here and play a game for a job, and you've experienced it, and being able to just be around the guys and have that camaraderie and have that competitiveness, and just very thankful for the blessing that it's been to me.
I've seen everybody do zippers and lightning bolts and stuff like that, and in my life I try to make everything a positive and take something I've learned from it, and I decided to turn it into a smiley face because it can never frown. And so every time that I pitch or whatever and the picture is taken, it looks like it's smiling. So it was something that it taught me a lot about patience and maturity, and so I decided to when everybody looks at it, they can't help but smile. So here it is.
Well, it's great to see Jabba Chamberlain make a positive out of something like that, and he does. And even though the guy's on another team, you want these guys to come back because it's their profession, it's their livelihood. Jay, these guys, the throwing programs they talked about, a couple of things you hit on in that issue. One is when you're young, maybe you overthrow, you throw too many pitches, and that hurts you, especially when you're young. And then the throwing programs nowadays that are evolving to try to help you so this doesn't happen again.
Well, the biggest thing is, young guys not knowing what to do and how to do it. And there's different programs out there. There's programs that work. There's programs that don't work. And you have to kind of find one that works for you. And, we've seen so many of these injuries start to happen at the pro level. Not so much the amateur level, but it's happening at the pro level, but it's because of the amateur level. It's because of the travel ball teams playing 70 games or 80 games as a 10-year-old, playing 90 games with your high school season and then going into summer ball for the high school guys. So it's all about conditioning your arm. You lift weights for a certain reason, you work out for a certain reason, you have to throw for a certain reason. You have to build that arm strength. Trevor Bauer is the perfect person to watch go through a throwing program. We see him every fifth day, what he does. It's a different mentality, but it's the right mentality. The old guys back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, they all did long toss for a reason. They had strong arms. They weren't breaking down. So that's what you have to look for and understand. And the guys that have been playing professional baseball that are teaching lessons now, those are the people you want to trust because they've been there and they've done it.